In the spring of 2007, a man named Michel Russo was found dead on his living room floor in Geneva, a single gunshot wound to the back of the head. There were no signs of a struggle, and nothing of value was taken, except for documents that officially never existed. Swiss police recovered Arabic technical manuals on explosives and a photograph hidden between the pages. It showed a younger version of the victim at a training camp, standing next to Carlos the Jackal, the most notorious international terrorist of the Cold War. The dead man's real name was Fared al-Masri, a Lebanese national and a long-dormant trainee of the Jackal. His professional execution suggested that someone had inherited his mentor's methods and was now liquidating the old guard to secure a new, active network. This successor relied on a strictly analog playbook, meticulous physical counter-surveillance, high-quality forged documents, and movement between countries that lacked formal intelligence-sharing agreements. A Mossad officer stationed in Geneva received a tip from a contact in Swiss law enforcement about the victim's unusual travel history, frequent trips to Beirut, Damascus, and Tehran. This travel pattern immediately flagged the case as a matter of Israeli national security, but it also revealed a massive intelligence gap. They were hunting a ghost with no name, no current photograph, and no known targets. Methods that kept the Jackal invisible for decades relied on a world where physical distance equaled digital anonymity. But by 2007, that analog tradecraft was on a collision course with a new reality of passive, interconnected surveillance. 2 months after the Geneva murder, a Japanese intelligence officer was shot 3 times in a Tokyo parking garage. He survived, and the recovered ballistic evidence provided the first physical link to the killer. The weapon used was a Tokarev TT-33 pistol. Forensic examination revealed the barrel was professionally modified with custom suppressor threading. Mossad's weapon specialists recognized the specific pattern, a precise match for techniques documented in a 1991 training manual written by Carlos the Jackal. The successor had followed his mentor's technical instructions to the letter. By strictly adhering to this analog dogma, he inadvertently left a unique forensic signature that confirmed he was the direct inheritor of the Jackal's network. To find him, Mossad reached out to European allies, searching for any anomalies in travel data. They found a lead in Barcelona, where Spanish intelligence was running bulk surveillance on boutique hotels to track financial crimes and money laundering. The target checked into a hotel in the Gothic Quarter using a German passport. He was careful to avoid camera angles, but as he sat in the lobby on his second morning, he removed his glasses for exactly 8 seconds to wipe them with a cloth. That fleeting window was enough. Facial recognition systems matched his geometry to a surveillance video captured by Lebanese intelligence 4 years earlier. Physical counter-surveillance cannot defeat a system that records everything and forgets nothing. A single human error, captured by a camera looking for bank fraud, had finally given the ghost a face. With a face and a travel history, Mossad's economic division began tracking the money. They traced payments through shell companies in Cyprus and Panama, ultimately finding the source, bank accounts linked directly to Iranian intelligence operations. The financial trail provided a timeline of the successor's movements, which Mossad shared with the National Security Agency. The NSA then scanned its global communications archives for metadata patterns matching those dates. While the messages themselves were mathematically encrypted, the signal's intelligence, the metadata, remained visible. It showed exactly where the sender and receiver were located every time a transmission occurred. The target had trusted his encryption software, but he made the mistake of keeping the same physical hardware. The unique identifier of his phone was pinging in Geneva 3 days before the Russo murder, and in Tokyo 4 days before the assassination attempt. By prioritizing message security over hardware rotation, the successor had turned his own phone into a real-time tracking beacon. The hunt had successfully moved from the physical world to the digital. The tracking beacon led Mossad to Istanbul's Galata district. Officers now had the target under physical surveillance, but to stop his next attack, they needed to see what was behind his encrypted messages. While the target sat in a busy cafe, the team orchestrated a fake fire alarm. In the rush to evacuate, the successor left his phone plugged into a wall outlet to continue charging, assuming it was safe for a few minutes. In a 92-second window, a Mossad technician bypassed the phone's security and installed system-level malware before the target returned to his table. This offensive cyber operation turned the device against its owner. The malware invisibly hijacked the phone's camera and microphone, allowing Mossad to listen to every meeting and read every plan in real time. A routine human instinct, leaving a device to charge during a perceived safety protocol, had given Mossad total, invisible oversight of the successor's entire operational mind. The hijacked phone revealed a plot to bomb a diplomatic conference in Beirut. Because the venue was in Hezbollah-controlled territory, Mossad shared the specific coordinates with a local Christian militia to conduct the raid. At 4 a.m., the militia breached the target's safe house, capturing him in his sleep alongside a partially assembled explosive device. The evidence was conclusive. The intelligence extracted during his debriefing acted as a map of his entire ecosystem. Within weeks, arrest warrants were issued for forgers in Turkey, arms dealers in Prague, and financial careers in Jordan, dismantling a network that had operated with impunity for 9 years. The capture of the successor marked the end of the analog espionage era. The physical invisibility that Carlos the Jackal perfected is no longer possible in a world of persistent digital footprints. Modern operational security now requires the total evasion of a globally integrated machine that simultaneously tracks financial transactions, facial geometry, and hardware metadata. This case demonstrates the efficiency of that machine, but it also highlights the cost. The same invisible surveillance systems that dismantled a terror network are operating in the background of our daily lives, recording every mistake we make.